Football season just around the corner, and we are getting ready for the 2024 Alamogordo Tiger football season. They open up at home against Deming on the 23rd, and we've got Coach AJ Cisco here with us. Coach, how are you?
I'm great, man. It's that wonderful time of year. Football's back, about to come around.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to introduce the five that you brought with you today?
I will. I got Marcus Bryant Jr. We've got Hergenreder, Efrain Hernandez, Isaiah Venegas. I don't know if anybody even knows him by that name anymore. It's Cookie. And Noel Garza.
All right, how's everybody doing today? Good?
Good, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Well, Coach, I mean, you guys are coming off a solid season last year. I mean, I know it didn't end the way you wanted to. You wanted to be playing in the postseason, but, circumstances kind of caught you out on that one a little bit. But, two straight really strong seasons and trying to keep building on that. Is that kind of the mindset going into this year?
It is. I mean, being the small 6A in the state and having the last two seasons we had of being 5-5 and 1 year in the playoffs, and we got knocked out on the last day last year. I mean, those are productive seasons for our program right now and where we're at. And but we're not accepting not being in the playoffs last year. That was our goal. And after we beat Oregon Mountain on that Thursday night, we kind of envisioned that we were a done deal and we were going to be an 11 seed. And we already had to figure out who we were playing. And then there was a big upset on that last night, that Friday night. And I just remember getting all the text messages and phone calls during the game and after the game, and the heartbreak in those kids' eyes and their voices when we're talking to them just kind of killed us. And you know what, we from that moment, that night, we called all the juniors, which is this group right here, and we said, hey, we got a JV game tomorrow, and it's time to start playing for 2024. And we brought them all out there, and we ended up dressing out, I think, 65 kids for a JV game.
Wow.
Against Mayfield. And the whole goal was to say, this is our team for next year. Let's play one game together and see how it goes. And we got to start building for 2024. And from that moment on, we've had such a great off season. This might be one of the best off seasons we've had getting into it. And these kids have done a great job at responding to the challenges we've thrown at them starting since December.
Yeah, and it's a big step. It's one of those things that all of a sudden, I mean, it's not their senior year quite yet, but they know that they're officially seniors on that football team going forward, so they're the ones that have to be the leaders going forward.
Yeah, and they handled that last Saturday against Mayfield's JV. That's exactly how they handled it. I mean, you can kind of tell that the kids that were juniors handled themselves like seniors, and the kids that were sophomores were treated like juniors and had to kind of rise to that level. And then we had some freshmen there that had to kind of respond and be sophomores, and it was kind of a fun deal to see that. I mean, as heartbreaking as that night before was, to get that, and it was a fun environment, and our kids had a blast, and it kind of really got us going into that off season to have a lot of motivation and a lot of excitement to get ready for this season.
And I think it also points out for the team and, how different it is. You guys are starting from a better spot, it seems like, every single year. I mean, I think COVID sort of interrupted that for a little bit. But since, the COVID break and being able to build back up again, it seems like as a coaching staff and as a team, everything's a little bit better at the start of the year than it was maybe the year before.
Absolutely. I mean, when I got here in 2017 and the challenges we faced and where we started out as a program, and to get to where we're at now, I couldn't be more proud of the kids that have come before these kids right here, and the coaches that have come before, and the staff we have now. The last couple of years, the staff we've had has been the best staff we've ever had, and probably some of the best staffs I've ever been a part of in my life or ever been around. So, and I love our kids, and I tell our parents all the time, you're going to hear me tell your kids that I love them. I do. And I'll treat them like our own kids, and when they screw up, they're going to get told they screw up, but when they do something good, they're going to get hugged on and loved on, and they never have to worry about anybody in our program not loving them for whatever they got. And that's where we're at in this program, and each year is to kind of set that expectation, and we're at the point now in our program that we talk about not just making the playoffs, now it's to win games in the playoffs, and that's our expectation. And we don't care what classification we're in, but that's our expectation this year, is not just to make the playoffs and be happy, it's now to win games in the playoffs.
All right, very good. Well, Marcus, I mean, moving into your senior year, first off, good summer. Did you get to do any fun things this summer?
I traveled a little bit to play basketball, but that's about it.
Okay, very good. And so you mix kind of basketball and football in terms of summer off workouts?
Sir. Yes,
okay.
sir.
How were the workouts this summer? Do you feel like you're in best shape you've been in?
Yes, sir. I think even preparation going into this year, I feel much better than I did last year, and I feel healthy and stuff like that.
All right, very good. What positions are we going to see out there playing this year?
You'll see me at wide receiver and corner.
Okay, very good. Excited about one side of the ball over the other, or you kind of enjoy both of them?
I enjoy both.
Okay,
Yes,
very good. And talk a little bit about, Coach talked about, being a senior and taking that mentality. I mean, have you kind of taken that on and wanting to be that leader for the teams that you're on?
Yes, sir. Watching other guys in the past and just taking a little part of their leadership and trying to bring it onto this team right here. And I'm ready for it, for sure.
All right, very good. Dylan, how about you? What was the summer like?
Summer, I didn't really travel nowhere. I just stayed with the team, put my head down and grind. I was getting ready for the season, so I didn't really go nowhere. I just worked out with the boys.
All right, very good. And what were those? I mean, what were the kind of things you were really focused on the workouts to try to get better for the new season?
Speed and strength for sure. In the beginning, it was speed and strength, and then after that, the football stuff just came.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in the beginning, it was just speed and strength.
Okay. And what's the mindset for you going into your senior year? I mean, do you feel different in terms of the way that you're approaching the season, the way that you maybe interact with your teammates?
I feel a lot more confident, I'll say. I feel like these past 3 years prepared me for this year right here. So I'm going into this year very, very confident. Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll see a running back again this year?
Yes, sir. Running back and outside linebacker.
Okay, very good. You excited for one more than the other, or excited for both?
No, sir. I just want to play football.
Okay, just looking forward to
Yes,
finally putting the pads on Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
For A-Day, of course, first black and gold practice that's coming up this weekend. All right, Efrain, am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Tell us about your summer. Did you get to do anything fun, or is it mainly just busy with workouts and football stuff?
Last week I went to San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty humid over there.
Well, did you at least have some fun over there, at least?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Okay.
I tried, but just the humidity got to me.
The heat sort of zapped it all out of you.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, how about workouts during the summer? I mean, hopefully that didn't zap it out of you. Was it fun doing the preparation for the new season?
Yes, sir. I mean, I got stronger, definitely, and my reach steps are good and everything, and I'm prepared for this season.
All right. So what are we going to see out there on the field this year?
Just safety.
Just safety? Okay. All right, Coach is laughing over here. I'm wondering if there may be some offense that gets snuck in there a little bit throughout the season.
Receiver, yeah, sometimes, but mostly safety.
Okay, very good. How about going into the season being a senior? Does it feel any different for you?
I mean, obviously it's like my last year playing for the high school, so I expect a lot of, all of us, putting on everything that we have on the team. So.
Okay. Being a leader, do you feel that at all? I mean, trying to maybe help some of the juniors and sophomores?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, very good. All right, move over here to Isaiah. Or do you prefer Cookie or?
Yeah, I prefer Cookie.
You prefer Cookie? Okay, well, we'll stick with Cookie then. Tell us about your summer. Did you get to do anything fun outside of sports?
Not really. I just stayed in town.
Okay, very good. How about workouts and everything? Were you able to keep busy with the team throughout the summer?
Yeah, I went to every workout, didn't miss one.
All right. Very good. And being a senior this year, I mean, do you have kind of a different mindset going into it this season, or just kind of the same focus you've had in other seasons?
No, I feel like I'm going to do better this year for sure. I want to give it my all.
Okay, very good. All right, we'll look forward to it. Then Noel over here to our right. Actually, first off, Cookie, we're going to see you on offensive and defensive line this year?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, I just want to make sure. I wanted to mention that. I thought I knew that, but sometimes I get that wrong. All right, Noel, same for you, right? We'll see you on offensive and defensive line?
Just linebacker.
Just linebacker this year. Okay, that's right. Tell us about your summer. Anything interesting? Just work, school, anything like that?
Work, go to football, work out. I went to Albuquerque for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Okay. How about the workouts this summer? I mean, was it good energy in the gym, getting everybody excited about being out there?
This year was really good energy. Every year. Even today's workout that we did this morning, amazing energy. It's like a family in there.
All right, very good. And that's kind of tough. You guys are out there. What time did you guys have to be at school this morning?
5:30. Before 6.
Before 6. Okay. The sun wasn't up yet, right? Yeah. It never is for you guys. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to get colder as well in the morning. So, and how about being a senior this year? I mean, has that got you excited? Got you a little bit different headspace?
Yeah, trying to be a captain on defense like I was last year too, but. Being a senior, it's weird because last year, this is my junior year, I cared, but this year I care more. I'm trying to give it all I got, everything I can do to help this team for the future, for now.
All right. Yeah. Very good. Well, Coach, we got these guys here. who else should we be watching for this year? Because I know obviously you're filling out a big roster. There's going to be a lot of different players that are going to make an impact for you, I'm sure.
We are, and that's one of those hard things. I mean, you go down the list, we've got tons of kids that are going to be big-time players for us that we're dependent on to make plays. I mean, you go to running back, we've got Devin Barris, and who will be another senior. You go to receivers, you got Mike Gonzalez, Keenan Roan, and Gianni Mulgado. You go to offensive line, you got Diego Ortega, Makai Gonzalez, Austin Flores, Ty Morale. I mean, the list goes on about the kids, and I don't want to leave any of them out. And so, like, we can sit here for 20 minutes. I can name them all if you want. So we go to quarterback, you go to Cy Quinlan, Nathaniel Best.
Yeah.
We got another running back, Bryson Bloom, Tristan Bowman. I mean, that's just offensively, and then you go defensively. But the big part about this group of kids, and I've got 5 guys right here that are going to play defense and be a big part of us defensively, is that was a glaring hole in us last year. Is we couldn't get off the field in certain situations, and these 5 guys are going to be a big part of us improving that. And our whole mindset this offseason is we got to be better defensively. We'll be fine offensively. We'll take care of it, but we've got to have some leadership on that side of the ball and have some stubbornness that we're going to put our foot down and make a stop. And that started from day one when we got to January. That was our mindset. We're going to be better defensively, and we're going to do those things. And we've got to the point that you see a couple of these guys that we've been to the whole 2 platoon thing, and they're too talented. They're going to have to play both ways, and that's what we're going to have to do. And so I couldn't be more excited going into this year with the depth we have. I mean, we have a decent sized senior class, very similar to last year's senior class size. We have a really big junior class and a really big sophomore class. I mean, we're up to 77 kids right now that have been out there this summer. And so the depth we have and the talent is probably the most we've had since I've been here. And the big issue we have is now the inexperience. We had a bunch of really big-time players last year that were seniors, and now they're going to get replaced by kids that are extremely talented. They just never been necessarily in those situations on a Friday night. And so that's the question mark, which is every coach's nightmare coming into that first week, is how do they respond when those lights go on and there's now a couple thousand people in the stands screaming and yelling, and now the pressure's on and what they do. And I think our kids are more prepared than they've ever been in that situation.
All right. Well, we did mention all those guys on offense. So let's mention some of those guys on defense, too, because you mentioned we all know these guys. Who are some other guys we should be watching?
Well, you got Isaac Lars going to play DN. Inside, you've got a bunch of guys. Our offensive line guys are going to roll through. You got Ty Morale is going to be a big-time DN for us as well, and if he has to rest, it'll be on offense. We'll have to plug another guard in there. We're working on developing a bunch of underclassmen linebackers, and that's a big deal. That's kind of been a weakness for us the last few years, and ever since I've been here, is having depth at inside linebacker. And then you go to our inside linebackers now during practice, and when we separate, there's now 10 guys over there with the varsity inside linebackers. Like, dang, that's a problem we haven't had in a while.
Wish you could have spread that out over a couple of years.
Yeah, we needed that about 4 or 5 years ago. But that's the exciting part. And then you go to corner, you got a kid in Aiden Vasquez who played last year some, and it was hard for him to get on the field when you got 2 corners like DeAndre Martin, Anthony Audette. But when he had to play, he got to play, and he's been in that situation. And you got Bryson Bloom will play safety, Gianni Mulgado will play safety, Mike Gonzalez will play safety, Keenan Roan will play outside linebacker. There's a ton of kids that are going to be rolling through, and we tell our kids from day one, we're going to put the best on, we're going to play good defense, and we're going to win because of defense, not because of offense. And you go to last year, we'd have games where we had 400 yards of offense and got beat by 3 touchdowns. And that's what we have to fix as the coaches, and these kids have responded to it, and that's our whole mindset. We're going to win games because of defense this year.
All right. And special teams should be in pretty solid shape again this year, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Aiden Vasquez is back to kick, and he's only going to be a junior. And then, like I said, we got a bunch of those kids, and we got kids that are going to be seniors that won't necessarily start, but their role is going to be on special teams. And that's what we talked about the other day, is what's your role and how do you value your role and find what your role is for this program and this team. And you got a kid like Marcus Bryant, his role is going to be a big-time corner for us. And he's got to make those plays. Well, there's going to be another senior who's not going to play offense defense. His role is going to be, I got to cover kicks on kickoff, and I got to be able to cover kicks on punt. And that's his role for us to be successful. And we talked about that the other day, and I'm excited for how the senior class, who's not necessarily going to get as many reps on many plays or snaps during the game, but they're going to have to make sure they contribute special teams-wise.
All right, very good. Marcus, I mean, obviously this group of guys in here, but the team as a whole, I mean, what do you like about this group this year? Every team's a little bit different. What's been your takeaway from the summer workouts and going into the first week of practice?
I say we're hungry to get back to the playoffs, because most of us, or all of us, were sophomores last time we went to the playoffs, and we got the taste of it. And then watching last year how we got knocked out of it, we're hungry. We don't want no one to dictate our season. We want to dictate it ourselves. So we're hungry to get back, and whoever comes in our way, they're going to have to feel us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got any goals that you're kind of setting for yourself this season, or is it mainly team stuff? Or?
It's mainly team stuff, but I do have a couple individuals, like trying to get to Dre's interception record. And then, but yeah, just main goal is to get back to the playoffs.
All right, very good. After high school plans, with you being a senior, you started thinking about that yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to college for either basketball or football, whatever the opportunity comes.
And do you know what you want to study in college yet? Or
no, I'm not sure.
Not sure?
Not sure.
You got a subject that you enjoy more than the others? Or?
Nah, I just like playing sports.
Okay. That's okay. Hey, but you're taking care of your classwork or you wouldn't be out there in the field, so that's what matters. And we'll see you out in basketball, and we can do track and field in the...
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll see you out there again for that. Very good. Dylan, how about you? What do you take away, or what are you enjoying most being a part of this group going into this season?
This group right here, man, like Noel said, we're a family. I've never felt this tight to a group. I love every single one of them. They're all like my brothers to me, and I can't wait to go out there and just suit up with my brothers and go to war. You know what I'm saying?
All right. You got sports something we want to continue after high school?
I definitely want to play football at the next level. Whether it's JUCO, whether it's whatever I could do, I really want to play at the next level.
And you started thinking about what you want to do with college plans in terms of studies or career-wise?
I'll take it from Joe. I just like to play sports.
Okay. You don't know
I haven't
yet.
really thought about.
You'll figure it out as you go
I'll figure it out. Yes, sir.
That's what it's all about.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. And we'll see you out in some other sports throughout the rest of the season as well,
yes,
right?
sir. I run track, and I think that's going to be it. I think I'm going to just run track.
All right. So take a little bit of time off in the winter and come back for the spring after football's done.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Efrain, how about you? What's been your take on this group this year? I mean, what's got you excited about playing with these guys this season?
This group's very, very, very competitive. Every practice is always, like everyone hyping each other up. Defense session, it's crazy. Offense is crazy too. We're all competitive around here.
All right, that gets you more hyped up when you go out there and you actually see somebody else, some other team on the other side?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, very good. What's the plans for after high school? You're hoping to continue playing sports?
Yes, sir, hopefully.
Hopefully. Football is the sport you want to play?
Yes, sir, if God permits, yes, sir.
Okay, very good. And college plans, you started thinking about studies or anything yet, or not sure? Gonna go with the other two guys?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
that's fine. And well see you out in any other sports this year, or is it just football?
Most likely track.
Most likely track?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we'll look forward to that in the spring to see you out there. All right. Cookie, how about you? I mean, what is it about this group this year that's got you excited about
I just
the
feel
season?
like the chemistry between all of us, like we're all pretty damn close, and like
I got you. You like being around each other.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. All right. And what's your after high school plans? You know what you're going to do college-wise? Is sports something you're hoping to continue?
Hopefully, if the opportunity comes.
Yeah. Is it football, or do you want to do something else, or
Wrestling.
wrestling? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. And that answers my question. You're going to do wrestling this year. You're going to do track and field as well.
No, most likely powerlifting also.
Oh, okay. All right. So very good. You'll be pretty busy all around the same time of the year, right? All right. Very good. All right, Noel. How about you? What about this group of guys? What's got you excited about the new season?
We're like a team, like an actual team this year. We were teams last year, we were teams the year before, but this feels like family. Like we're close, like bonded with everyone. Everyone knows each other. Everyone talks. We all help each other out. Even on the field on Friday nights, of course, we're gonna help each other out. But it's just like the family about this team is just unbelievable.
All right, very good. And after high school plans, you started to figure that out yet? A sports part of that, hopefully?
Hopefully, I'm thinking about it. And then if not, I want to get into nursing.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Do you have a college in mind that you want to go to? Or?
This year, I'm hoping to get my GPA up, go to the big colleges, but NMSU might be close to home, so maybe.
Yeah. And up on the hill, I think they're starting the nursing program up there again, so if you're interested in that. Any other sports we'll see out there this year?
Probably just powerlifting.
Powerlifting, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I know a lot of different, both guys and gals are going to be involved in powerlifting. That's become a really big thing over at HS. Coach Cisco helping out with that last year as well.
I don't do anything with it. That's all Coach Drift's
Well,
Coach saying.
no, but I mean, you're there, at least you're supporting the meets. Let's put it that way.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you go like, it's that time of year, and everybody starts their seasons on August 12th, this coming Monday. But like powerlifting is such a cool deal, and it benefits our athletes as football players tremendously. And if you've never been to one of those meets, whether we host it or you go to the state meet, or heck, we went to Thule last year, it's a sight to see. Is go watch a powerlift meet. That's pretty cool, and to see those kids cheering each other on. And like I said, it benefits our kids tremendously, and most of our boy athletes that are competing in powerlifting are football players.
Yeah, absolutely. And what stands to you out to you about this group? I mean, we heard what these guys had to say about what they like about this team this year. I mean, for you, every team is always a little bit different. What are you seeing from this group that you like this year?
It's the growth in leadership, and you go back to the last 2 years. You had Elijah at quarterback, and he was kind of the leader offensively, and kind of a leader with everybody else in that whole program. I mean, he's one of the greatest leaders I've ever been around. 2 years ago, you go Damon Mayberry, Ryan Stovall. We're up there in that class, and that was kind of the question mark with this senior class, was what are we going to get leadership wise, and we started talking about that in January, that if we don't have leaders, well, it's going to be a long year, and we're talking 2-8. We've got to get some leadership to come from there within, and not be a coach led team, be a player led team, and not even having to preach that all the time, just to watch these kids kind of take those words and run with it. And I can take Dylan, for example. I remember him as a freshman, and me and him butting heads for about a year and a half to do the right things. And now he's just such a model student, and not even athlete, just a model student in that school. And seeing Efrain, who never talked as a freshman or sophomore, and there's question marks if he would even make it in our program as a freshman. I talked about that a month ago. To see the growth of these 5 guys and the other seniors who aren't here. I mean, that's the hard part about coming in here. This senior class is so tight, and the leadership they get is, there's guys like Mikey Gonzalez who's a leader, and those guys that are all around us that need to be here. We can only fit 5 guys in here, so yeah. That's the most exciting part about this group, is the growth of watching them grow from where they were at, and then them taking that leadership role. I mean, I don't really have to say a whole lot to anything, and these guys kind of take care of it on their own. And you see it when they know when I'm pissed off that something's got to happen, and they don't even let me have to talk about it. They go and fix it on their own. So that's the exciting part. And we get to put pads on and bank somebody next week, so obviously get excited about football and seeing what we got coming forward, and getting excited to play Deming on the 23rd.
Yeah. You don't have to play in the heat either. Hopefully everything works out. You guys can play in Cloud.
I hope there's no lightning. I hope Mayfield's bus can make it over here. That's what happened last year. And then 3 years ago we had the COVID incident, so then we couldn't go up there, and that was when Hobbs and Mayfield scrimmaged at our place. So hopefully we get good weather and it's nice and cool up there, and get out of this heat, because that 23rd is going to be hot. Even tomorrow night for A-Day is going to be hot.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty warm. But that is tomorrow night. You guys start at 5 for that one tomorrow?
We are. It's been kind of a crazy week, and something that we started 2 years ago. We went to Cloudcroft and stayed the night for a couple nights, and last year we did a sleep in here on campus. But because when we started our camp this week, we're also in teacher meetings and school start, so we couldn't do our whole sleepover and team bonding deal. So we moved up A-Day to 5, which is not going to be fun for them. Heck, it's long before coaches. It's hot out there. Yeah. But we'd move that up. So when we get that done, then we're going to have the meet and greet afterwards and take pictures. And then we're going to take all these guys into the Aux gym, and we're going to do our team bonding stuff and feed them dinner. And they don't. I mean, the guys that didn't miss all summer get their steaks. They're going to get their steaks tomorrow night. And Cookie's happy. He's been bugging me about it. So we've had to kind of adjust. And to be honest, these kids were really upset that they didn't get that same stuff. And it kind of falls into place. But once they learned it, they kind of just say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Let's make it the best. And we had a giant slip and slide out there on Wednesday to let them have some fun. Today we had dodgeball tournaments after practice, and then tomorrow we'll have a little bit more fun. They'll get to do their coach skits and make fun of all of us.
He's pretty excited about that.
They've probably been planning this for a while. And then we do the big thing we do is we turn all the lights out and we let our seniors talk. And these guys and all the other seniors get to talk about what Tiger football's meant to them, how it's changed their life, and it's very emotional. And that's the cool part is you get guys who don't really talk, and then you kind of learn about them, and it really brings us together. And this group's already a pretty tight group, but they're going to pull in these sophomores and juniors and make this a real family, which is what we preach. So I'm really excited about tomorrow night and getting to do that. And that's one of my favorite things I do all year, is that the Speak Your Heart is what we call it with the seniors, and getting to hear that and letting these guys kind of show these guys and the younger underclassmen what it's going to be like.
All right. And you get to test drive the new lights too tomorrow night, don't you?
No, we'll be inside. I don't even know how to turn those things on.
No, okay, all right. I didn't know if you guys were going to get a chance to do those a little bit on Friday night, but I guess we'll have to wait for the Deming game. Yeah,
you'll have to wait for Deming, and then we do got some new things coming out for Deming, so it'll be exciting. It's going to be a fun environment, and you kick off that first game of the year, and I'll tell you again when we start talking before that Deming week is it's such a fun time for this community, and not just because of football, but because all the kids in school, all the athletes. There's that we had that return the roar campaign last year, and now people got to pay, but we want kids in the stands, we want people there, and not just to watch football, cheer, band, student athletic trainers. You got soccer kicking off, volleyball's kicking off, cross country's going. I mean, it's such a cool time of year every August when this happens, and the excitement within the high school, within the community for just Tiger athletics, for just to be a Tiger in that black and gold, and to breathe it, bleed it, love it. I mean, it's such a cool thing.
Now, we should mention, if you're a student at any Alamogordo Public School, you get into free for events. So that does not go away for the students. As long as they have to bring an ID or something.
They have to. I don't know the whole specifics. I'll get you the whole specifics when we talk. I'll make sure we understand all that.
Yeah. So just to make sure everybody's aware of that, students can still get in and pack that student section.
And staff gets in too.
Yeah.
And the staff's going to get in too. So it's get everybody there, and it's not just for football. I mean, you have that first volleyball game, you have the first soccer game. When we host a cross country meet out at Griggs Park, I mean, go out there and check these kids out. These kids have been working, and not just our kids since June, but all those other athletes have been doing the same thing since June. Band's up there just as early as us running around.
Yes, they always seem to be. We definitely hear them over here with the drums and everything. So, and I know you guys do too as well when you're practicing. So, all right. Well, we're looking forward to a great year, guys. We hope it's a great season for you. Of course, we'll be following you around and looking very much forward to it. Good luck this year, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Go Tigers.